wanted to give myself a little bit of a challenge, and instead of vlogging with my normal EOS R and 16-35 and Rode VideoMic Pro pretty massive setup, I'm gonna vlog on just the iPhone 11 Pro. And if you didn't realize, I'm actually already using the iPhone 11 Pro. Everything in this intro, the workout, the one wheel, everything so far has already been on this 11 Pro. So if you didn't notice, that's a good sign. If you did notice, not as good of a sign. Also, how'd you guys like the 90D review? I was surprised. There's definitely some hiccups on this camera, but I'm impressed by it. It's a pretty nice package. This thing, $2,000. This thing, like $4,500. So yeah, but the real question is, do you need any of this, or do you just need your smartphone? And that's what I'm gonna put to the test, because I think this is the first time that I've seen smart footage that could possibly handle something like vlogging in a really, really nice way. Now, I was gonna cheat just a little bit, especially with the audio. That's the one thing that I'm a little bit concerned of. And I was gonna try to put this microphone on there with this, but then it just became such a big contraption. I have this super ghetto tripod on ghettoer tripod setup here. The setup is just, it's too big. It starts looking like a DSLR setup. That's just not the point of this. But is the audio better right now? Is it sounding better than it was? Okay, the audio is definitely, it's better with this little shotgun mic, but I'm gonna stick to what I said. I'm gonna try to vlog on just the iPhone, no extra accessories, just the iPhone, because I think that is the reason that you would use something like the iPhone, is those benefits of it being small and compact and having everything built into one little package. So yeah, we're gonna find out what it's like to vlog on the iPhone 11 Pro, the whole video just on this one camera. And then we're gonna talk about some strengths and weaknesses of vlogging on a smartphone. But first, we need to deal with some packages. We have a lot of packages right now. Okay. I also kind of wanted to talk about why I haven't been vlogging as much anymore. I kind of slowed down on the vlogs. And there's some good reasons for that. From SERP, Genie Mini 2, camera motion control device. My bad. I think I know what this is. It's kind of like a motion control spinny thing, so you can put this on a slider. Comes with instructions and some cables. Thank you, SERP. I will have to test this out. Freewell magnetic quick swap system. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So these are ND filters, but instead of having to always unscrew your filters to change a new one, they just have this like magnetic system, and so it holds it in place by magnet. And also kind of smart is they have like a little like filter cap that's also magnetic, very strong magnets. Interesting design. Thank you, Freewell, for sending these ND filters. On to the next one. Toy gear. It's a t-shirt. Features: ultra soft, stain resistant exterior, silver ionization protection. I don't know what that means. Sounds very fancy. Moisture wicking interior, 4-way comfort stretch. Thank you. It's not bad. Good fit. We also have some boxers and socks. Thank you, Koi Gear, for the shirt and the socks. I appreciate it. Back to my normal attire. Hey, Matti, thanks for checking us out. Happy travels, Bullbird. It feels pretty comfortable on the neck, but I'd have to try it on an actual flight to really give my full review on this neck pillow. Oh, I think this is another Aperture 120D. It's the light that I use here all the time. I asked for another one from Aperture because they're amazing. Make some of my favorite lights, and since Peter's moving out, I need another one. This right here, this is one of the best lights that I could ever recommend to you. The Aperture 120D Mark II, highly, highly recommend it. This is a great light, and I assume, actually, that this right here is a light dome softbox. This thing's so fast and easy to set up. Now you just add the little softening here and you got yourself a nice softbox like the one I'm using right now and use for all of my videos. I cannot recommend more the 120D with this light dome softbox if you're doing any sort of YouTube or interviews or any of that stuff. This is the combo to go for. And lastly, douchebags, thank you. Oh, this is the new Benny limited edition line. The new camera cube. And this part, this is the exciting stuff for me. I mean, this is great. This is really nice, but this is douchebag's new backpack. And if you didn't know, I've actually been using this. Oh my gosh, look at this mess I'm making. I've been using this douchebag's backpack for the longest time. I just recently switched it out because I want to review all these backpacks for this Peak design, which is also very, very nice. But I've been using this. This one I use for all of my daily vlogging. This is the backpack. And this new one is just a little bit bigger, a little bit nicer and sleeker. I think I can fit more in here. I gotta say, Benny, I like all these little touches. So the reason I really like these backpacks is that it's just like a normal looking backpack. You can fit all your stuff in here, but then you can also make it a camera backpack with this really nice camera cube. And you can actually make this camera cube also a tiny little backpack with these straps that it comes with. Benny, well done. Well done. Just smart design. I really like it. Thank you everybody so much for sending all of this stuff. I really appreciate it. And hopefully I can pass some of this stuff on to you guys. But now let's go outside. Let's go for a little walk or a little one-wheel ride. And let's talk about why I've kind of dialed down the daily vlogs. Yeah. Unboxings are great, but the cleaning up part, not as fun. I'll deal with that later. My vlog is a fake. Immediately after I filmed that clip, my OCD ways kicked in, cleaned everything up. Everything's looking good. Also noticed that Benny and the douchebag team sent me a nice little message. Appreciate that. Benny, we should hang out sometime. Yoon, it'd be great to meet up in person. Also, set up the light. Everything's good. Now we can go outside. That is probably the most classy electric bike I've ever seen. Also, what the heck is going on here? And we got a guy fly fishing in the pond. There's no fish in there. It's a bit of a windy day, so that audio is probably going to be pretty bad. I'm wishing I had that microphone right about now. So there's a few different reasons for why I haven't been doing as many vlogs recently, but probably the biggest thing is that I felt like it was really starting to take over. It's kind of a double-edged sword. The thing that I like most about vlogging is that I can take it anywhere with me, I can do anything, and I can incorporate that into a vlog. But that same thing ends up kind of taking over all areas of your life. So I'm at the cottage and I'm vlogging, whereas normally that's been kind of my happy place to recharge, not do work, and just relax. And yeah, this channel is important, but it's not everything. There's so many more things that are more important on this earth than my YouTube channel and doing a vlog and all of that stuff. And then also at the same time, the reason why I first started this YouTube channel was so that someday I could create the things that I wanted to create without having to wait for somebody else to always give me work. I wanted to create my own stuff, documentaries, short films, maybe narrative features someday. And that's what I feel like I wanna start giving more time to, is making those high quality pieces of content, putting in more effort instead of just doing a daily vlog every single day, because yeah, there's not much time extra when you're doing a daily vlog. So yeah, those are kind of the reasons why I haven't been doing as many vlogs, but we're still gonna have vlogs, don't worry. And we're gonna have tutorials, we're gonna have tech reviews, we're gonna have it all. And high quality content. Expect another Being series episode pretty soon, hopefully in the next month or so. I think I'm gonna do it on Potato Jet. Gene. Okay, I think it's time to head back to the office, and we're gonna talk about the strengths and weaknesses of vlogging on this thing, just an iPhone. How crazy is this stabilization, by the way? It's all done electronically, but it's still very, very impressive. All right, let's talk about some of those strengths and weaknesses. First off is, of course, the size. This is my iPhone XS, but it's so small. It's so easy to carry around. You always have it on you. You can pull it out at any second. People aren't going to be intimidated by it if you start filming them. You don't look like as much of an idiot holding this up versus holding this up in public. There's a bunch of really good, nice benefits to having such a small sized camera and just using this. Not to mention, there's a lot of places where you can't really bring a big camera like this. They'll be like, no, you can't bring it. For example, I couldn't bring my camera to TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival, but I could bring my cell phone. So I was able to get a few clips with my smartphone. So that's definitely a benefit. And then oh my gosh, the stabilization is just blowing my mind. Like, yeah, it's because it's so wide, the super wide lens, it's really wide. So when they just do a little bit of stabilization, it's crazy stable. When I was doing that little talking about vlogging out there, I was literally just hand holding the iPhone like this the whole time. And it looks so stable. It's crazy. I can't wait till camera companies like Canon and Sony and Nikon start really implementing these software updates that we have already in our smartphones, because that to me will be really game changing. I think the hardware is a lot harder to improve each year, but software wise, I feel like there's been very little advancements in these bigger cameras. And then I think it's really convenient to be able to film everything on your smartphone and then just airdrop it to your computer and start editing. You don't even need to deal with memory cards and all that stuff. You just have your smartphone. There's so many different things that you don't need anymore. You don't need batteries, you don't need a charger for those batteries, you don't need a microphone, maybe we'll talk about that in a second. You don't need a memory card reader, you don't need all of these other things that you need when you're using a normal camera. And I know I've been against using a smartphone for filmmaking, but things are changing real fast. This is an interesting, exciting time in history where I legit think that this could be the way to go for a lot of people. Now, there are some downsides, that's for sure. For example, the low light still isn't as good as on something like a DSLR. See, as soon as there's not much light, quality's pretty bad, at least on this wide angle camera. I mean, you can switch to the wide angle and it's a little bit better. Low light is not its strength, but then you can go to that wide lens. Even with the wide lens, it's still not going to be as good as something like a DSLR, especially like the Sonys. They can pretty much see in the dark. The big one for me is the quality. The quality's still not as good just because it's such a small sensor size compared to something like a full frame. There's a huge difference. So the quality just isn't still as good as it could be. And not having control over the settings, that's one of my big pet peeves. And that's why I always hated smartphone filmmaking or videography, is because I don't have the control that I really want. Yes, there's apps like Moments app and Filmic Pro, but sometimes I feel like I use them and the footage looks worse than just using it in the actual camera app. And there's little things, for example, HDR sometimes didn't work as well, or stabilization wouldn't be there when I was testing Filmic Pro, at least on the 11 Pro. Maybe they're still updating things, but yeah, I'm still not satisfied with those tools either. Another downside is if you want to use the best cameras on your smartphone, then you don't have a screen to look at because you got to hold it this way. So that's a bit of a bummer, and I'm really curious to see how long it'll take to have a screen on the back. Actually, there's that new phone. I think it got announced, the Xiaomi or whatever. It's like a screen all the way around, which is crazy. So I think that's probably gonna happen in the future for all smartphones. You're gonna have screens on the back also. And then lastly is the audio quality. It's still not as good as using something like this, but you can upgrade yourself with something like this, but then it starts to feel more like that and kind of defeats the purpose of using a smartphone. So The audio is definitely an issue. It's gotten way better, like a lot better, to the point where I'm sure some of you don't really care at all. Some of you more picky audio engineers are definitely going to be cringing at this video because the audio just isn't as good. So yeah, those are my strengths and weaknesses for using something like a smartphone for vlogging, filmmaking. Now I gotta go pick up my wife and kid. Yeah. I also didn't mention, but you could even start and finish a whole edit on your phone, which is really interesting. You could use something like Adobe Rush to edit your whole video. So that's definitely another strength to mobile filmmaking, mobile vlogging. Help with what? Hey, buddy.
Hi, Eddie.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Hugs.
No, you don't want it to be too.
This is how you make creme brulee. Not entirely confident that's what this is for. What do you think, Kai?
That's the smell you're looking for. You smell that?
So in conclusion, I definitely think you can vlog on an iPhone 11 Pro now. With this ultra wide lens, the only thing you gotta watch out for is the audio, especially outside with the wind. It's horrendous. It's still really bad, so you're gonna have to work around that. But other than that, definitely.